Hello, welcome in everybody. My name is Laura from Tenacious Taurus Tarot, and this is going to be the Twin Flame Astrology Forecast for the week ahead. So we've got some pretty potent energies. We are right in that Lion's Gate portal when it comes to the Twin Flames, and so I feel right now we're in this energy of suspended judgment. We had Mercury just go retrograde, and it will be conjunct Venus this week, and we also have the Sun in Leo forming a sextile to Jupiter, which is in Gemini. And so I feel these energies are really pushing many when it comes to the divine masculine collective, when it comes to significant personal changes and spiritual growth. And so I feel right now a lot of the masculines are starting to learn to think outside of the box and opening up to all of these new ideas and these higher states of consciousness. Because I was shown the King of Wands with the Hanged Man. I was also shown the Empress with the Three of Cups. And so I feel the Divine Feminine is on the rise. I also feel many of the Divine Feminine in the collective are finally going to receive the recognition that they deserve for all of their hard work and perseverance on the awakening path. And I was also shown this very potent energy of the Devil card with the Six of Wands and the Devil with the Ten of Wands. And so I feel right now there's a massive divine masculine collective out there where the energy is really highlighting their shadow self. And I do feel the feminine is at this point of achieving success. And I feel this is where the flip of the switch kind of happens, because a lot of the divine masculines have achieved a lot of success, but at a very high cost, at a very high price, because a lot of their success was achieved through dishonest actions and unethical means. And so right now they kind of got a phase where they have chosen to kind of feed their egos with materialism, promiscuity, and other negative habits. And so this King of Wands energy, I feel this energy was very strong. A lot of the masculines I felt sitting in this Lovers Four of Cups energy. And so this is very influential energy that we're sitting in. The energy really is suggesting that a lot of the divine masculines are going to be forced into making a decision this week about a certain relationship or a partnership that has really hindered their progress when it comes to spiritual growth. So guys, before I go any further, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like the video, comment on the video, share the video. It does help circulate the content. It's just a nice, free, easy way to show me some love and show me some support. And so I feel right now there's a balancing of the scales going on one hand. The masculines, I feel, are in this connection where they think it is deep love and they've got this strong connection with this karmic partnership. And on the other hand, there's this deep sense of apathy or apathy towards this person, because a lot of the divine masculines are feeling very unfulfilled within that karmic relationship cycle. And so I feel this is a very important retrograde, Mercury retrograde, when it comes to assessing this situation at face value and making a decision about which path to take. And so we're kind of at that divine why. We're at the divine why, and I have no doubt that this is a very difficult choice for a lot of the masculines that they are needing to make. And so they're learning to look beyond themselves and to communicate openly. And so we're in this gateway portal. The Five of Wands energy is what it felt like. And so there's a lot of obstacles, there's a lot of challenges, and a lot of the masculines are in this state of friction and chaos and conflict. And so they can no longer stay passive, because that will definitely endanger the mission that the twins came here to transcend and to transfer all of these light codes down into the collective. And so the natural expression of leadership is really what we are being pushed into this Lion's Gate portal. And so we're in a massive manifestation portal when it comes to a wave of unions. And so we think about it, right? We gather all of this information, and our influential energies cannot exist in a vacuum. We are here to speak our truth. We are here to share our truth. And so the Sun energy represents the masculine principle. The Moon energy is the divine feminine. The Moon energy is the gravitational pull. And so the Sun energy, when the masculine is in his true masculinity, in his divinity, he does not and he cannot hold back his truth. And so we are backed by the light. We are backed by God's army. And so we are here to have an influence on our everyday life. And so what is the natural expression of leadership? We have to absorb the light, we have to embody the light, and we do have to go into the darkness. It is only by going into the darkness can we promise that manifestation of this natural expression. And so a lot of the masculines are in this entitled, arrogant cycle. And they've taken all kinds of poor guidance from peers, and I do feel now they have to reason with their arrogant decision. And so there's a lot of nervous tension that I felt connecting to the masculine collective. There was a lot of anxiety and nervous tension because they are facing the consequences of some past decisions and actions this week, I feel. And so the divine feminine, when it comes to her dedication to the higher principles, leadership doesn't wait. Time waits for nobody. And I've said that many times over. And so it is about quality over quantity. And so the ability to carefully assess who to properly give your time and energy to. And so we do have to tailor our own behavior. We have to tailor our own message. We have to have the capacity to lead wholly and fully in our own lives. And so really be mindful of any associations that are kind of veering you off a track. And so we're here to instill proper influences, and we have to be very selective when it comes to the quality of people that we are allowing into our lives. And so a lot of the masculines, they were on that runaway train. They ran so far away from the truth. And I feel right now this week is really leading the masculine back down the pathway of humiliation, because humiliation is the drive to accept, hey, I'm kind of a follower in this situation, and now I got to take a risk, and I got to become the leader of my own life. And so right now, intent is everything. Intent. What are your intentions? That is a huge energy connected to the Leo new moon that we just went through. The intentions have to be heart-centered and heart-driven. And I do feel the feminine is actually coming into some type of public acknowledgement or success when it comes to her spiritual influence within the community. And really, success is basically on how you perceive what success is. What is wealth? What is success? And that's all going to be dependent on your own personal morals and values and ethics. And so the masculines are here to embody the protective influence, while the divine feminine is here to embody the nurturing influences. And so we go through external positive and negative influences. And I feel that the feminine is coming into this recognition because she does have the capacity to lead her own life. And so this aggrandizement of the ego on the flip side for the divine masculine is all due to all of these attempted manipulations to control situations. And so a lot of this is external negative projections of his lack of capacity to lead in his own life. And so a lot of the masculines are very self-righteous, and they are at the divine why of taking the lead of their own life or not. So we are at the gateway of the alpha and the omega. And so we have to withdraw from the negative external influences in order to have guaranteed success. And so there's a lot of people leaving our lives. I feel there's been a lot of massive clearing. I want to say karmic board clearing recently. And for me, there's been a deep focus on self-fulfillment and doing what is best for me. And so the energy really is demanding that we learn to lead ourselves forward. And to do this, we have to apply ourselves with the actions that we take. And we have to match our words with our actions. And that is what guarantees success. And so there's been a lot of new things that I've been implementing into my day-to-day life. I'm very excited. I was invited to work at an event coming up here this week. It's actually on the Lionsgate portal. It's in my local community, and it's being put on by the municipality. And so I'm really excited to set up a vendor table at this alumni event put on by the municipality. And so I'm really just excited going into this. And so much has been going on in my own personal life that I really don't have any time for superficiality or superficial connections. And so right now I feel the feminine needs to master borders. I heard the word borders, not boundaries, borders. And so who are you going to let in? Because I feel there's so many people out there that are just rooted in hypocrisy, and they justify all of this negative treatment towards the divine feminine. And the masculine has been stuck in that hypocritical cycle. And so right now I feel we're in this realm of an eye for an eye or measure for measure, as the masculine comes into this understanding of his actions. And so we all have to understand our own influential energy. We all have a part to play when it comes to this collective leadership. It is collegial. It's not hierarchical. There is no hierarchy when it comes to the spiritual realms. We are all equal. And so allow whatever light codes or downloads have been saturating you for your own journey to provide you with that vision for the new direction. I spent a lot of time out on the lake, out on the water this weekend, paddleboarding, boating, soaking up them rays, soaking up the sun. And so we are here to show others how to achieve success, how to achieve alignment, but we also have to do it. We have to do it for ourselves. We can't do the work for other people. We have to know when to cut those cords, because certain people will cord to you right before that manifestation is coming through. So in order to move into a position of true power, it does take cooperative measure. We do have to cooperate with people, but everybody does also have their free will. And so right now, use this energy to move yourself forward, because right now we have to ensure the overall positive alignment of humanity's future. And so the collective, if you look at the collective as a whole, it's perverted, it's distorted. And there are so many people that act on these negative thoughts just because of what a negative voice is saying in their head. And so we have to be mindful of our thoughts, because they will influence our vision for what it is we're creating. And so we have to transfer the negative thoughts into a positive thought-based process, but we do have to feel all of these negative thoughts move through us. The energy has to move through us. And so right now I feel what we are addressing is the good of the whole, the good of the whole of everybody. And basically, to say I lead basically means that you are here as an influencer for others. So are you influencing for the good, or are you influencing for the ill? And so right now we have to effectively understand the visions. And I think many of us are being tested, connected to worthiness, especially when it comes to self-worth patterns that have held us back from carrying out our mission and being these leaders. And so sometimes it does feel like you have an empty voice when you share your message, and only certain people hear that message. But Jesus did only have 12 followers. And so it is all about quality over quantity. And so it's like the gateway of God's army is really what it was shown to me. And so we all have to interact with self. And we do have to reach this point of convergence. And so it is all by design. It is all by God's design. It is all by divine timing. And so there really is a need for leadership. There really is a need for spiritual guides right now. If you look at how dark the collective energy is, and we are reordering our societal expectations. And so we have to release the established patterns in order to lead us into the future of humanity's evolution. And so I feel right now there's like the iron hand of Thoth kind of coming down again, saying, hey, it's time for this enlightenment journey. I do feel with Venus and Virgo, the divine feminine is being exalted. Venus and Virgo is very modest, and it will be having that conjunction with the moon this week. And so we do have to kind of get back to basics when it comes to values and rules. And then we also have to remember too, a lot of these patterns and ideas were imposed upon us as children. And so we have to have the capacity to self-guide with our own inner authority, which would be trusting in our intuition. And so the distorted intellect always believes that only the ego knows best. And that's not the truth, because the true self lies within the heart chakra. And so right now the energy is insisting that we do have to lead by serving the will of the divine and not our self-serving needs. And so right now, how can you apply yourself to release all of these false accepted systems so we can connect through this channeling gateway of these high influential codes. And so we are here to bring widespread messages. The twins came here to bring widespread messages forward. We are going to have this revolutionary effect on society when the twins do come together in that full union. And so I feel the masculine is in a state of needing to choose himself first this week, to choose himself. And so he's got to reject the false social order, the false group, and collectively, we are in this constant change. Life is ever changing. The wheels are always spinning. Even the chakra wheels are always moving. And so no matter what is going on, I do feel the divine feminine will always prevail. The divine feminine always has the drive to prevail. And so right now I feel we're in this energy of yield, not yield. Should I go forward? Should I not go forward? We cannot keep choosing to deny the value of our role as divine feminine and divine masculine. We're here to master grace and wisdom. And I do feel sometimes we do have to step down and step back and be that observer in order to really have the capacity to self-accept. And so to release judgment of others is to self-accept. And so right now I feel the masculine is kind of being forced from some type of hierarchy or power position. And I feel they're being overwhelmed with facing a lot of opposition in the energies this week. But this is also where the masculine loses all of the masks. And so I feel like that energy of being under pressure. And then all of the masks are kind of falling off. And so we cannot be a true leader until we remove all of the falsities in our lives. And so I feel right now, society is in a time of crisis. The divine masculine collective is in a time of crisis, as the divine feminine has this gift of attracting at the moment. And so I think be mindful though, because I think you need to be very discerning when it comes to, are you attracting loyal people, or are you attracting people that will potentially try to veer you off path, divine feminine? Because when we have the capacity to self-soothe, self-love, we do have this role where we attract what it is that we are mirroring out there. And so I feel the masculine's in this state of being very isolated as well this week. And I feel he's obsessed with the feminine, obsessed with victory at any cost with the divine feminine. And I do feel he does want to make amends when it comes to the lack of loyalty. And so this insistent energy of isolation, I feel, is really allowing the masculine to recognize who they truly are. We don't actually realize who we truly are when we are connected to all of these other energy sources. We do have to take that time to communicate with ourselves, to reframe our responsibilities in our life. And so we do have a role to communicate responsibilities, to communicate spirituality with the public. And so right now we're in this gateway portal of the masculine, I feel, going through a massive awakening and understanding. And so I was showing the Chariot. I was shown the Chariot. And this is like oriented towards the future growth. And so right now we're being presented a new direction for society, but we do have to course correct in order to get there. And so we do have to break down all of the false truths, all of the false directions that we've been taking. And so what is your contribution to the collective consciousness? What is your contribution through your self-expression? Because we all have designated leadership roles. We all have designated mission roles that we're here to step into. And these roles are predetermined based on our birth chart. And so if you would like to book a personal reading with me, feel free to check out the description box below. A personal birth chart reading is great to get you activated for your mission. If you've already had a personal reading with me and you're curious as to what's going on currently, you can book a transit chart reading. I have those on sale for $88 right now. Huge deal. Check it out, especially if you're struggling with your role and your understanding of your future direction when it comes to humanity, because we are here to persuade others to follow our lead. We're not here to influence people to be just like us, but we are here to influence people into their positions of being influencers themselves. I know that's a big part of my role. And so right now there's a major reevaluation going on with the twins of what needs to be modified when it comes to existing negative patterns and questioning the direction moving forward. I was very much questioning my creative direction coming up here, because I do feel I'm taking the channel in a new direction coming up here. And so whatever catalytic energy you're connected to, whether it's just an epiphany, you're dealing with an external person or something of the sort, we need to remember these catalytic events are necessary for us to harness our power. We need to be able to harness our power before we can actually sit on the throne of leadership. So let's get into it with some cards. I'm going to find a pen here. We're going to mark it down. We're going to jump in with the cards. We're going to see what else needs to come through for the week ahead. So we're going to jump in with the Spiritual Journey Oracle deck to start. 2020 on the timer. Very interesting, 2020. So there is going to be a challenge ahead when it comes to these soul connections. And so I feel there is somebody here, whether it's a divine masculine or feminine, that is connected to a significant catalyst that is playing a role in their evolution. And so a short-term contract coming to an end that is very much important when it comes to facing challenges, that is guiding you towards your journey. So get ready to be tested this week in the energies. I do feel a lot of the divine masculines are being tested when it comes to their beliefs. So we're going to get a few of these messages connected to the Divine Masculine Collective first. What we need to know for the Divine Masculine Collective, imparting wisdom. For the Divine Masculine, any other messages for the Divine Masculine? So I feel a lot of the masculines are being watched over. They could be connecting with some ancestors at this time. I feel there's a lot of fear as the masculines kind of come back online, is what it feels like. And so the Divine Feminine is here to shine that light and to assist the masculine as part of their awakening. And so there's a divine plan at work playing out this week. And the masculine is being watched over, and there is fear over this reconciliation. So there is a reunion on the horizon, and the masculine is going to have to face his fear, which is really just an illusion of the mind. So the masculine is going to have to face his fear of rejection. The feminine has to heal the abandonment wound of the masculine. And we have to understand where we self-abandon by not nurturing our own inner masculine. And when the masculine runs from you, divine feminine, that is also a reflection of you running from your own inner masculine. We're not here to be these damsels in distress. We're not here to wait for somebody to rescue us. The feminine, I find, heals the inner masculine first. Then she leans into her inner feminine. Whereas the masculine has to go through healing the inner feminine that has been denied. And so when the masculine runs from you, they are running from their inner feminine. And so there's fear here because the masculine has to release expectation of an outcome. And so overcoming fear, I feel that new moon in Leo came in and brought all kinds of fears surrounding the heart. I feel that the guides are bringing the masculine forward. They are guiding him towards the feminine, towards this healing light. And so there's something here that is unfolding. And the masculine, all of these expectations that he's had, is not going to his plans. But the signs and the syncs are there very loudly. And so the masculine might be recognizing number patterns on the clock. But I feel the universe has been communicating to the masculine, which is also kind of increasing the energy of fear. And so I feel divine feminine, you need to just keep working on yourself, self-care, focusing on your mind, your body, your soul, and aligning all of those elements. I know for me, I started a new workout regime after I got back from my vacation in England. And so my body's really feeling the burn. I get up at like 5 every morning. And I get into like a 45-minute workout before I get channeling into the energies. So really just pay attention. I feel this is a big message for both of the twins. Pay attention to the signs, the syncs, the numbers, the symbols, because they do hold a deeper meaning at this time. Divine feminine, forgiveness. This is huge. This is where the feminine, I feel, blocks the heart. We have to offer the masculine forgiveness. A lot of these masculines have betrayed us, have abandoned us, have humiliated us, have slandered us, have gossiped about us when it comes to that false social group. And so we have to liberate ourselves from holding on to the pain of bitterness and resentment. And we do have to learn to offer the masculine forgiveness. And so the feminine might also be going through a purging and a cleansing this week in order to reach forgiveness, to purge all of these negative emotions. So what else needs to come through for the divine feminine? You're mastering the art of detachment. The art of detachment really is subtracting your ego from any end game or goals. And so detachment of how the universe will bring the counterpart back. So forgiveness allows you to let go of this tight hold, this tight grip of this situation, of worrying, of wondering. And I know the biggest advice I can give you is stop looking back. Do not look back at the past. If the universe wants you to see something, the universe will show you what it is that you need to see. Do not look back. Release your tight grip. They're showing me the Four of Pentacles. Allow the higher power at work to take over. And so what your journey is asking you this week, the journey is asking you, is inviting you to look in the mirror. Really take a long, hard look in the mirror, divine feminine, without blame, without filter. Take ownership for where you're at on your path. Take ownership of the past and the future. And if there's something that needs to change, then you have to learn to take action on behalf of yourself with that inner divine masculine. So right now, I feel the feminine is in this process of clearing, the karmic board clearing your aura of all of the negative attachments, all of the old negative memories, and offering forgiveness. The feminine is in a major portal of releasing and renewing, and there is a major integration going on connected to your purpose at this time. And so if you're feeling all alone, if you're getting triggered because you're feeling all alone, remember to embody the peace of your own company, because when you love who you truly are, you're never ever alone. And so get ready to be triggered and put to the test this week, because we are in a portal of a paradigm shift when it comes to relationships. These karmic relationship cycles are closing out, and we are going towards divine higher soulmate connections. And so we do have to be triggered. If you are still being triggered, there is a certain pattern here that you need to address when it comes to a situation between yourself and another. So what is triggering you? The triggers come up to bring up the negative behavior so you can correct the negative behavior. And it takes many triggers and many cycles to understand the pattern and to clear the pattern. And so right now I feel we are learning to convey the energies, convey the messages, and we need to be open to receiving. So let's go a little bit deeper with the oracle cards, and then we'll jump in with the tarot. And so heart fog, open heart. That new moon in Leo brought in a massive heart chakra activation, and so we need to stop giving mixed signals to the universe. I do feel right now the masculine is feeling really messed up due to all of these blocked emotions that are coming back online. And there's this over receptiveness of emotional vulnerability. So heart awakening, divine masculine, boundaries. A lot of the masculines, too, also need to learn to draw the line in the sand and to say when enough is enough when it comes to the clashing of differences and the incompatibility within that karmic relationship cycle. A lot of them are still connected in that karmic cycle. And so the masculines are also conflicted, right? Because I think they fear the deep chemistry that they have with the feminine. And so I also feel this conflicting energy too, because a lot of the divine masculines go into that karmic cycle and there's an intense chemical reaction, there's an intense attraction and spark and passion, and then it quickly fades out and it becomes like a love-hate relationship. And so they're conflicted, right, between the karmic chemistry and the deep love and unity as well that they have with the divine feminine. And so they are really having to face their fears when it comes to making a choice between two. And I do think clarity is being presented to the divine masculine this week. I also feel a lot of nostalgia. Looking back, a lot of past memories coming up. They're like going down a trip down memory lane. They're showing me the wounded healer. So I feel the masculine is deep in some wounds, finding their truth, and I do feel preparing to come forward with honest intentions, but they first need to get honest with themselves and create those boundaries. So messages for divine feminine, please. Emotional storm. I feel if you are feeling like everything is stirring inside of you, if you're feeling this very unstable inner turmoil, I think you're being affected by the divine masculine's awakening. So we're going to get a few more energies. So daydreaming, imagining, fantasizing, fantasy came out on the divine feminine side with influences. Very interesting. Memories and realizations. I feel the feminine is the one holding the light, assisting the masculine as he goes through this awakening and this emotional storm. And so if you are bottoming out of nowhere, I do feel there's a need to understand that there is mirrored, shared feelings here going on. I feel a lot of the masculines are in this state of being shattered, heartbroken, and utterly destroyed as they go through this epiphany. And so I feel right now you might be reminiscing, and it is bittersweet when you are activated and the reminiscing begins of the past life memories. And so there is something here that needs to be released connected to bitterness. And so this emotional storm, I feel, is connected to residual anger with the third-party attachments that the masculine has stayed connected with. And you might also need to purge and cleanse yourself of any third-party peers that are acting as negative influences or karmic attachments. And so as the feminine comes into a deeper understanding of the awakening journey, it does trigger another layer of healing. And so if you find yourself clinging, if you find yourself holding on, obsessing and spying, you need to detach. You need to detach divine feminine, because that will just keep creating cloudy judgment. It will keep the illusion alive on the counterpart's end, and it will just keep recreating distorted, unbalanced cycles. And the masculine is going to keep running. When you cling, when you hold on, when you obsess, when you spy, the masculine is going to run, and ghost and disappear. Remember, you have to be the gravitational pull. I think the masculine is thinking about coming forward. I think he's craving you, and he does want to try again, but there is something that needs to be walked away from and moved on from before the masculine can realize what it is that he's truly hoping for when it comes to manifesting. The second you release the clinging is the second the masculine is in hot pursuit of you and comes in chasing. So watch the negative mind, watch the negative thought processes this week, okay? We're going to grab some tarot messages. I'm going to get some tarot into the divine masculine first, and then I will get some tarot for the divine feminine. So messages for divine masculine. What is the main tarot coming through for the masculine this week? Well, he's getting a tower. He's getting a tower. Spirit is pushing him to go towards you, to apologize, to bring forward some type of offer. And so the masculine is going through a major unexpected breakdown. This can be a breakdown of beliefs. Anything false in the masculine's life, I feel, is being broken apart, because a lot of the masculines are choosing to stay in these connections where there's a lack of unity, there's a lack of harmony. And so the tower comes in to blast the masculine out of his comfort zone. And I think you, as the divine feminine high priestess, you know that the masculine needs to come in with that honest, truthful communication. And so I think get ready for an unexpected message from the counterpart this week, because they are without a doubt gaining that new perspective. And this is definitely connected to Neptune retrograde. I think it's at like 29 degrees right now. And so there's a lot of truth coming forward when it comes to these illusions that need to break apart. I feel the masculine might reach out with something small, something very small, and it might lead into a very emotional heart-to-heart conversation. I think they've really kind of stuffed down these emotions. And this could even be a connection where you've been connected since childhood. But there's a new perspective shift coming in, and I feel the masculine is definitely being disillusioned about the karmic. And about the fact that they did not recognize the divine feminine's value. And they are in the battle of a lifetime right now. They are battling their lower ego. They are stuck. They are trapped until they learn to be authentic. They are going to be stuck in this very uncomfortable energy of going back and forth until they create that balance. So what needs to come through for the divine feminine? I do feel they need to come in. They need to balance the scales. The main energy for the divine feminine for the week ahead. Okay. We get the Judgment card. We get the Magician card. And so you too are going through a deeper layer of awakening, of awareness. This is the process of soul retrieval. And the Magician upright saying you have all of the tools to create your reality. And so magic is really alive in the Divine Feminine's life this week, especially with the Four of Wands. And so I do feel there is an opportunity for some type of reunion, reconciliation this week, but there is a need to release the old toxic patterns. There is a need to say goodbye to the past. The past is in the past. We can't keep holding on. We cannot keep obsessing. We cannot keep recreating the same negative cycle, or the universe is going to knock us right on our butts. So I do feel we can't keep reliving the past betrayal. We cannot keep reliving the past betrayal. It really is time to step up and to be that strong, independent, divine feminine. So speak from the heart. That's a very big message. I do feel the feminine is getting grounded. This could also mean you're becoming independently owned and operated, receiving that reward, that recognition for all of your hard efforts, all of your hard work. I do feel Virgo energy, strong Virgo. I could be speaking to a divine feminine who has strong Virgo, but I feel you need to forgive the counterpart for the separation, for the disconnection, because we don't know until we actually know. And so I do feel the masculine is coming back in. They want that cup so badly, divine feminine. They know they got to go back. They got to walk the walk of shame. They got to walk through the hall of fame in order to get back to you. But I feel this is the masculine returning to what was once lost. And so we got the Six of Cups reversed here, coming out with the Four of Cups reversed, the Two of Cups reversed, the Knight of Wands. We got the Eight of Cups reversed, which is going back. And so there's a need to just release the past. I feel the masculine is coming in very emotional. I think pouring his heart out. He wants to heal this connection. Maybe this has been 3 years in the making. But I feel we are at this critical degree with Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. We are in a massive healing portal right now. And so it really is time to bring forward these emotional truths, these emotional confessions. And I feel the masculine wants to heal what was broken, because I do feel the twins are here to bring forward abundance and to rewire the collective wealth. So let's get a couple closing messages with my deck, my messages from Spirit deck. What is the closing message for the twins for the week ahead? What do we need to know? Okay, get to know yourself. Get to know yourself. The journey really is about self-accountability, self-acceptance. It is about self-nurturing. The journey really is about alignment of self. And so if you find yourself depleted or dissatisfied in any areas of your life, where do you need to fill your own cup first? This is a journey of nourishing yourself, knowing yourself, being accountable, and being willing to choose only people who show you respect. So we are here to choose people that love us, that support us, that never make us feel small. And that is the one thing I do remember about the very short time spent with the counterpart was that person never belittled me. They never put me down. They never made me feel small. Mind you, there was that all of that karmic baggage that came into the connection, but the love was always there. And so if you're stuck in a cycle where you're dealing with people that don't support you, that don't respect you, that make you feel small, maybe it's time to step up and step into your healing mission. And maybe it's time to be of service. It is a journey of service. And so I feel this is a week of gaining new perspectives, helping us all kind of understand whatever situations we're questioning at this point in time, so we can look through the lens with clarity and truth. And that is what I have for a message for the twins for the week ahead. If you would like to book a personal reading, a twin soul reading, a tarot reading, or a transit chart reading, please do not hesitate to check out the description box below. Go check out the webpage. I'd love to get that booked in for you. Also, if you'd like to become a channel member, I go live every Thursday at noon over on the membership side. Come and join us on the other side where you get access to all of the perks over there. I hope everybody has a great week ahead, and I do look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.